So let's just talk about the role that trust plays in the decision-making process for most customers, particularly when that decision is a big one, right? Truth be told, we've all got two decision-making systems in our body. In fact, it's one decision-making process, but it's made of two halves. The first half is our logic system, and the second half is our limbic system. So when we make logic-based decisions, what we're looking for is facts and figures and evidence that helps support our decisions. So that's numbers, prices, quotes, testimonials, all evidential things that will help us come to a logical conclusion as to whether or not we should do something. So your customer in the sales process is actually hunting for all sorts of logical clues that they are about to do the right thing or that this thing is the wrong thing to do. And they crave that. The second part of their decision-making system is what is better known as the limbic system. And the limbic system can best be described by one really common saying, and that is, that's my gut feeling. Now, modern studies have already started to suggest to us that the gut plays a huge role in the nervous system. And actually, that feeling that we have, that gut feeling, is indeed part of our thought process, right? So at some point in the sales process, we move away from logic and we begin to use our limbic system. And limbic is emotional, it's nerve-based, it's physical. And we're trying to ascertain, are we safe? Do we feel good in this environment? Our fight or flight instincts are part of our limbic system, right? It's giving us physical cues and emotional cues that we're doing the right thing. Now, what's really interesting is in the 90s, there was a group of researchers who did some really cool research putting electrodes on people's heads as they were about to embark on making significant purchasing decisions or life-changing decisions. And what they were interested to see were the brain waves that were going on in people's heads at the point of decision making. And funnily enough, what they actually found in that process was that the brain waves of people, as they were making these life-changing decisions or significant decisions, were very similar to someone who was clinically insane, right? And what that actually says is that if only for a moment in time, when we have to make that choice, the decision-making leaves our logic, right? It leaves our brain and our thought process and it moves to our limbic decision-making process. It moves to our nervous system. And our job as salespeople is to, yes, give them all of the evidential logical cues or clues that help them decide this is a good thing for them, but also the sense of trust, the emotional confidence, the sense of safety in making that decision, because when it leaves here and it moves to the gut, that's the stuff that will have the impact.